from KTVU, Fox 2 San Francisco, dissecting Vice President Kamala Harris's DNC speech. And obviously, we have had no shortage of Kamala propaganda, especially following the DNC. I mean, the front page of YouTube is plastered in it. Oh, she accepts the nomination. Oh, Kamala Harris is the first woman of color to accept the nomination. Oh, Kamala Harris encourages Americans to set aside political divisions. It's like, what in the world is going on? You guys have completely memory hold the past 3.5, nearly 4 years that she's already been vice president, and are now trying to play it as though Donald Trump is the incumbent after you guys took a shot at him. And here you have Garcia, longtime veteran KTVU news anchor. She's been on the air since I was a kid, and I do believe that a couple of her assets have grown with her in those years, but that's not what this is about. And to give her some credit, I think she sees through this, but she also has a job to do. And it's the same thing with a handful of the KTVU news anchors. They know the truth, but they know they can't say it, which almost makes it more disgusting, more maniacal, more diabolical. And here she talks to this weird San Jose State professor with a blonde buzz cut. And I don't want to judge a book by its cover. Shout out to Carrie Lake and Amber Rose and all these people. But it's quite clear that she has a she knows what she's supposed to say. And they have hired the meme, the stereotype of a weirdo leftist California professor to tell you that Kamala Harris is doing great. Either way, my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend a little bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
The season is shifting into a new phase here. Many political watchers are dissecting what has been the biggest speech of Vice President Kamala Harris's life. Let's welcome Associate Dean and Political Professor of Political History at San Jose State University.
Associate Dean and Political History or whatever at San Jose State University. This is the lady you're talking to, right? I mean, she probably just graduated from college and is now going back to college to brainwash the kids while she got a blonde dye job and a buzz cut.
Melinda Jackson to do more of just that. Thanks for being with us, Professor.
Of course. Good morning.
Good morning. VP Harris came across as more of a centrist last night, pushing back against Republicans' characterization of her as a radical liberal. How effective do you think that move was?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, she was great. She did great.
I think she actually was very effective in that. People may have heard a lot of things about her, but anyone who watched that speech last night, I think she did a very effective job of exactly what she had to do, which was introducing herself, talking about her experience, talking about the issues, and most importantly, looking presidential.
Is that the most important? Looking presidential? Is that what the most important thing is? And there's no way on God's green earth that you're going to tell me that anybody who could see this lady would think, oh yeah, she's probably going to be fairly critical of Kamala Harris. Now that's possible, but especially in California, in San Jose, it's just not the case. This woman is going to tell you, oh, she's doing great. Everything's great. We're all great.
Right. We have never had a woman president before. The way she came into this race was very unusual. So she really had to prove, I think,
The way she came into the race was very unusual? You mean the coup that the Democratic Party staged against Joe Biden and installed a woman that nobody voted for, who couldn't even get past Pete Buttigieg in the 2020 election? That's interesting.
A lot of voters that she's ready for this, and she certainly seemed very confident and presidential.
VP Harris sort of took hold of what are more commonly Republican themes, talked about common sense, values, patriotism. I'd like to play a short example of that, and then we'll talk about how she did.
Whether you live in a rural area, small town, or big city, and as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and
yeah, but you're vice president now.
Entrepreneurs and American companies to create jobs, to grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries.
How effective do you think she was in sort of flipping that Republican script in favor
Well, let me guess. Oh, she did a great job.
of Democrats?
Right. Well, the Democrats had to do two things at this convention. One was unify the party, and two is reach out to those undecided voters that are still out there that are going to make the difference in those crucial swing states. And I think it was really over the 4 days, they did exactly those two things. So that.
And there you have it. Oh, they did exactly what they needed to do, which I guess is technically correct because their propaganda campaign is absolutely through the roof. And that's literally all they're running on, right? Even the mainstream media, for the most part, can see it now. So their only hope and change is to just pull the wool over everybody's eyes, not announce well, they did announce some policy positions that nobody liked. And that is even further proof that this is clearly not about policy at all. This is about how strong the media machine has become.
Example of her really naming and reaching out to a variety of groups. Again, there was a very conscious effort to reach out across that partisan divide to rural voters, to emphasizing things like military service.
Yeah, and we made a camo hat, right? The Midwestern Rust Belt voter, they love that, right?
Safety and security, economic messages, talking about immigration and the border. Really, I think they did exactly the right thing politically, which was to address those.
Oh, they did great. They did a great job.
Those potential criticisms and weaknesses head on.
She did talk a little bit about the war in Gaza and other issues, but many people are still not satisfied with her policy.
This is a political professor at San Jose State.
Outline. Do you think she will do more of a deep dive?
I think she will. Again, conventions are really about the celebration and advertising for the party. I think we will see some more policy specifics. We've got that debate coming up on September 10th, so that's going to be the next big moment to really dive in a little deeper. But most voters are not interested in the in the weeds policy details.
Oh yeah, we will probably see a couple more policy positions, and they have a debate coming up. But most people don't care. That's what you're hoping. That's what Garcia is hoping. Everybody in this weirdo Kamala camp is hoping that nobody cares about policy. It's just that black woman beat boop, even though I think you guys overplayed that. Well, the Democrats are constantly overplaying their hand and nothing really happens. But when you guys installed Barack Obama or however he won Obamacare, all that stuff, that was the last ditch effort. Oh, vote for a black guy or you're a racist. And now it's vote for a black woman or you're a racist.
They really want to see, is this a person who sees me, who understands my struggles? Are they going to actually do something about the issues?
Well, obviously not. Quite clearly, Kamala Harris had a hand in all of the destruction and all of the chaos that we are now facing, and she wants us to believe that she's going to also have a hand in fixing it, which of course is the age-old adage, I don't know, where we create the problem, then we sell you the solution. I'm going to fix it in January if you guys vote for me. And that is if voting is even real. If voting is, look, we're at the point now where this is obviously, it is clear, crystal clearly not about policy at all. If that were the case, this wouldn't even be a discussion.
Most American voters are not, getting into those specific details. But I do think she does need.
Yeah. Most voters don't care about the specific details. Most voters are just going to vote on race and gender. Yeah, but those things kind of don't really exist. Sometimes maybe they do. Who knows? I mean, how many times? This is the first woman presidential nomination. Okay, what is that?
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
The meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
That's the age-old question they refuse to answer, right? I mean, every single time, without fail, undoubtedly, all of their talking points will conflict with another one of their talking points.
Need to do more to give some of those specifics, and I think she'll be doing that between now and November.
I think it's fair to say that women in particular are watching this election cycle
What is woman? What woman? What you talk about?
a little differently, right? And we saw prolonged cheers for Elizabeth Warren last night, the same for Hillary Clinton the night before. Vice President Harris herself, though, didn't talk at all about breaking the glass ceiling. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a different strategy than we saw with Hillary.
I don't even know. Okay, maybe she didn't talk about being a woman as much as Hillary Clinton did, but her entire campaign runs on the idea that she is a black woman. That's literally it. Bo Jiden told us that's why he picked her. So in one single speech, the first time she's spoken out since she's been nominated, she doesn't harp on it nonstop, doesn't make it a victory. I mean, these people are just so terrible.
Hillary Clinton in 2016, where there was a big emphasis on the historic nature of her candidacy. You know, Kamala Harris has a different history, and I think she really wants to be taken seriously for the experienced politician that she is. You know,
The experienced politician that she is? What, because...
I'm losing my patience.
She is emphasizing her legal background, you know, her experience as a prosecutor, her experience in office as vice president, the fact that she happens to be a woman, and if elected, the first woman president in our history, is something that I think she would be celebrating later, but not emphasizing so much at the moment, because that's not really the reason that anyone who's still on the fence is probably going to vote for her. You know, I just
That's
think
literally the only reason anybody still on the fence is going to vote for her, is because of these weirdo identity politics.
that's probably a smart political strategy this time, because after all, it did not work out for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
All right, we'll see where we go from here. It's good to talk with you. Thank you for joining us, political science professor at San Jose State, Melinda Jackson. Thank you.
Political science professor at San Jose State comes on KTVU, Fox 2 San Francisco, to tell you that Kamala Harris is doing amazing. And would you expect anything less?